Psychology facts that will change your life. Let me ask you something real quick. Have you ever reacted to something and then later thought, why did I even do that? Yeah, that wasn't you. That was your brain on autopilot. And here's the scary part. Your brain controls more of your life than you think. Your decisions, your emotions, even the people you trust. Today, I'm going to share psychology facts that sound simple, but once you understand them, you'll start seeing people and yourself very differently. Some of these will shock you, some will make you laugh a little, and some might hit a little too close to home. So let's get into it. First fact, your brain's #1 job is not to make you happy. Yeah, I know. That feels rude. Your brain only cares about one thing, keeping you safe. That's why it reminds you of embarrassing moments from 5 years ago, right before you sleep. That's why it overthinks fake problems. That's why it avoids change, even when change is good. Your brain would rather keep you comfortable and unhappy than uncomfortable and growing. So, next time you feel stuck, it's not laziness, it's survival mode. Here's another one. Your brain cannot tell the difference between imagination and reality. That means when you replay arguments in your head, your brain thinks it's happening again. When you imagine worst-case scenarios, your body reacts with real stress. But here's the good part. When you imagine success, confidence, or calmness, your brain trains for it. Same system, different direction. Your thoughts are not harmless entertainment. They're instructions. Let's talk about overthinking. Psychology says overthinking is not stupidity. It's intelligence with no off switch. Your brain is trying to protect you by predicting everything, every possible outcome, every possible mistake. That's why unanswered texts feel so loud. That's why silence feels personal. Your brain hates uncertainty more than bad news. So when you're overthinking, you're not broken. Your brain is just working overtime, without a manager. Here's a fun one. People respect you more when you talk less. Seriously. When you explain too much, people assume you're unsure. When you stay calm and say less, people lean in. Think about that quiet person in the room, the one who doesn't interrupt. Everyone listens when they finally speak. Silence creates mystery, and mystery creates authority. Now this one hurts a little. Your brain can get addicted to sadness. When sadness lasts too long, your brain starts seeing it as familiar, and familiar feels safe. That's why people stay in toxic relationships. That's why some people sabotage good moments. Because happiness feels unfamiliar, and unfamiliar feels risky. Healing feels uncomfortable because your brain has to learn a new normal. Here's something wild. Being ignored hurts the brain the same way physical pain does. No, you're not dramatic. When someone ignores you, the same pain centers activate as if you got physically hurt. That's why ghosting hurts so bad. That's why silence feels heavy. Your brain takes social rejection seriously. Because once upon a time, being rejected meant not surviving. Let's lighten this a bit. Your brain loves hearing your own name. That's why it feels nice when someone remembers it. That's why it grabs your attention instantly. And yes, that's also why salespeople use it so much. Your name tells your brain, you matter. Simple, but powerful. Here's a truth most people don't like. The more you try to impress people, the less attractive you become. When you chase approval, your brain sends signals of insecurity. When you're comfortable being yourself, people feel it. Confidence isn't loud, it's relaxed. The most attractive energy is I'm good either way. Another interesting one. Your brain is most honest when you're tired. That's why late-night conversations get deep. That's why people confess things at 2 a.m. Self-control runs on energy. When energy drops, filters disappear. So when someone says, I didn't mean it, I was tired. Yeah, they probably meant it. Here's something that can change how you see people. People reveal their insecurities without saying a word. People who brag feel small inside. People who interrupt feel unheard. People who criticize others are often fighting themselves. Behavior is emotional language. Once you understand that, you stop taking everything personally. And here's one of the most powerful facts. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. The moment you observe your thoughts instead of reacting, you take control. That little pause between thought and action, that's where freedom lives. So here's the real question. If your brain can trick you, protect you, and limit you, what happens when you learn how it works? You stop reacting automatically. You stop blaming yourself for being human.